I don't talk to enough people. Enough? I don't talk to enough people. I don't socialise enough. I don't reach out to people enough. I don't communicate enough. Well, I don't communicate enough. I like to hope and think that I communicate well. Maybe I don't actually. I'm really withdrawn from like life. I don't know what's going on. I feel very... What do I feel like? I feel knackered. I actually feel a bit frustrated at myself and like I'm not doing enough. But I also feel like I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself to do a lot of things. I feel like I'm not going to be able to relax until I have some means of steady income. And I really feel heavy in my... I can't get my words out. I feel like I very much feel like, and I intensely feel like a mum at the minute, and I feel like, and I intensely feel like a single mum, a lone parent, and just like by myself. Probably because I'm not really surrounded by many parents or people with kids, and I'm like keep saying to myself, like, oh, I need to like try and socialise more, like, but I'm like. So effing tired. I'm in a bit of a cycle at the minute, and I am edging towards coming on my period, and I'm really intrigued to see how I feel once my period comes, because I know I'll feel better, but I can't relax. Like, I feel like I have to not... I know what life I want, and I know what I want my future to look like, and I am like stuck. I feel like the body is present, but the mind is elsewhere. And I'm like struggling to meet them in the middle. Probably mostly because I feel like I don't always have much brain space to think clearly. Is that BS? I don't create enough of that space. Like, I just want to chill and do nothing. And I think it's really hard when you're unemployed to get that motivation to do something for yourself. And I think I'm just feeling a bit disheartened by like my narrative. Like, I wrote a list like last night. I just got my notebook and I was like, right, what do we need to focus on at present? What are we looking at short term? And I put first on the list, I put looking for a counselling placement for uni, a therapy placement. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, how possible is this thing? And it's not possible at the moment, because I don't even have a membership, a BACP student membership, which you have to pay for. I haven't got that. I haven't got the funds for a supervisor, a clinical supervisor. I have not got the university support, which is minor. But what I do have is my mentor from DSA, which is what? Disabled student allowance. And she is just like, I appreciate her because she puts a bit of direction in my space. And not direction, but thought. She was just like, well, if there's no rush to like, if you don't have to hand anything in until like May, why are you stressed, girl? Like, give yourself a hot minute. And I'm like, yeah, I give myself a hot minute, but like, I feel like I'm wasting time, and I'm trying not to feel like I'm wasting time, but I feel like I'm wasting time. And even though I'm using some of my time to do other things for myself, I just feel like I'm wasting my time, bro. Do you know, in an ideal world, I'd like to get back into placement, but I don't know what it is about assignments, yeah. And like, these assignments are like really emotion focused. Like, there's a lot of emotion going into them, and I don't know if it's this thing of like feeling like, I don't know, is it an ADHD thing? Or is it something else thing? I don't know about anyone else, but I work best under pressure. And my postgraduate course has actually no deadline. Like, you can just continue this course for years and years and years if you really had needed to. So I'm like in the 4th academic year. No, I'm in the 4th year. Yeah, 4th academic year, but it's the 2nd year of my course that I'm still completing, which is fine, but there's no firm deadline, so I'm like not as pressed. Does this make sense? I don't know, I feel a bit frustrated at myself, like, for choosing not to apply for jobs over like the Christmas period. Just for choosing to do like, or not do certain things that future me would have appreciated. I'm not having a good time on the self-care vibe. I'm just really lacking the want to care for myself. I really don't want to care for, like, I can't, why can't I feel like I know why I can't love myself enough to care, to look after myself properly and give myself everything that I actually deserve, like feelings wise, how I deserve to treat myself. Just got no self-worth. Do you know what? 2 years ago, around this time 2 years ago, don't know exactly what date, but it's in January. 2 years ago, in my flat, I was raped, and I thought I was gonna die. Like, I did actually in the moment think, oh my god, what if I literally pass out? Because my son was very, very young, like a baby, in his room. And yeah, it was horrific. And I have not been the same since that day. I've just not been the same since that day. I've been really fucked up since that day. And prior, but that really just stripped me of every ounce of confidence and love and self-care. Like, I just lack care. I have reached a point now where I feel like I need to get out of my flat now. I'm in a council flat, so my options at the time, which I'd never even thought about moving, didn't even cross my mind. I was not in a good way. Like, literally the next day, I remember waking up to my boy and just being like, what do I do now? We literally just went to Tim Hortons, sat in there for ages, and I just asked my mum to join us because I just thought, how in the hell am I going to get through this day? And yeah, the rest is a blur. Literally a blur, and I'm not going to sit and think about it just now. But yeah, I need to get out of my flat now. I sought therapy ASAP. I think, I don't know how quickly, but I remember knowing I needed to get therapy to get through, because I just thought there's no way I'm going to be able to survive. And yeah, I've just been like working with my therapist and myself, and I'm really fortunate that I had good people support me and dip into my life. Like, I was at uni during this time, and fortunately I had a safe space where I could speak about this. Otherwise, yeah, I don't know. I was just a hot mess. Not even a hot mess, just a mess. And I think I'm a bit disappointed. With who? I'm really disappointed with my uni. And yeah, I got 6 counselling sessions through the NHS. How did I get those? I think I must have called or contacted GRASAC, Gloucestershire Rape and Sexual Abuse Centre. I think I called them. Yeah, I got 6 counselling sessions, and there was a gap between my 5th and my 6th session because, like, I think I was ill, then like my therapist was off, and then like I couldn't make a session or something like that. But there was like a 6-week gap between the 5th and 6th session, which was absolutely not good for me. And then very quickly after that 6th session, I went back to my therapist that I'd initially spoke to straight after the incident. I want to get out of my flat now. And I think the disconnect with my brain and body is that the disconnect's intense. Or is I don't know if there's a disconnect. Like, I want to do my son's room. I want to get my son in his own room, in his own bed, so we can have some better boundaries. But like, we've started painting his room. We're gonna move it. I've got a mattress, and we're just like, everything's in an in-between stage. Like, my room's like half painted. Walls are not completely finished painting wise. Like, everything, lots of things just half done, and that could be like a neurodiverse thing. But also, I'm so torn between. I have to really convince myself, like, no, like, if the wall's painted, then whoever's here next will have a fully painted wall. But I need to get out of here. I'm ready. I'm ready. And the only way I'm getting out of here is one, a house swap, which I don't want to do. I'm going to be honest, sounds stressful to me. It sounds like a lot of communication. So a house swap, if you don't know about that, or you're not in a council home, after living in your council home for 1 year, you're entitled, you're able to swap homes with another council owner, as long as like you're under the same council. Also, certain needs, certain reasons, I'm pretty sure that can be done. You can arrange that, and as long as you speak to your housing provider, then that's usually fine, as long as you've got no arrears. The last few months recently, I've had no arrears left on my flat. I've got nothing to pay, because there was a point where I literally didn't pay my rent for like a month or two, because there was no money. And that was like the biggest outgoing that I could think I need to save to be able to support the rest of the month. So I'm not in arrears. That's a possibility. I can't be asked to do that. One, I'm in a flat, and I would love a house or something with a garden. And that really narrows it down if someone who would want to switch to a 2-bed flat. So that is an option that I don't want to choose. Option 2, I could call the council or tell them that I was raped here 2 years ago and that I'd really like to move now. I don't know how that conversation would go down, and I can't be bothered for it. I'm my own worst enemy, mind. I don't really go it like... I can't be asked this conversation on the phone with an insensitive human being. And it's not even a personal thing, but I mean anyone. I don't want to talk to anyone about how I feel or this rape thing unless they know what they're talking about, like what they're saying and like what they're hearing. Like, are you hearing what I'm saying? Otherwise, I don't want to talk about it. Not worth me feeling invalidated for at all. Option 3, which was my hope when I first got a council home, was that I'd be able to save and move out and buy a home. And I'm riding on that option at the minute, because I have absolutely got faith in myself that something /YouTube /content my life is going to come through, and like, I've just got to be patient with that. Same breath, I don't know when that's going to happen. I'm sat here twiddling my thumbs, like, feeling a bit sick and uncomfortable in this flat. I just get reminded of a lot of things really regularly, and even if I don't register that I've remembered them, like, I just... Do you know what I mean? Like, my body is feeling the effects of where I'm at, I believe. I feel like my body knows where I am. And, I think she needs to be set free now. I think she's ready. She needs to get out of here now. Because I, like, don't know how I can do this. Actually, I don't know how I can do this alone anymore. I can't do this alone anymore. And I couldn't do it alone a long time ago, but I've reached a point where I can't do it alone anymore. Not many people know my experience. My family definitely don't. And yeah, a handful of close friends. No. But I'm not friends with all these people anymore, you know? And I think it's holding me back. I think not talking about what's fucked me up so bad is like holding me back. And I just can't seem to really completely fully delve into loving myself. I think mostly because I just feel a bit unsupported and alone, but I haven't actually shared and spoken to the people who would support me. Fucked up, isn't it? I find it hard to like talk about this myself. I've questioned a lot of things. Recently I've just been like, did that even happen at all? I have honestly blamed myself the entirety, a lot of the time. But, you know, no matter what choices you make and what you do, and yeah, I can't blame myself for somebody not stopping. I can't blame myself for somebody doing something I didn't want them to. I can't blame myself for somebody being forceful and scary, and I can't blame my body for protecting itself in the situation. I can't blame my body for protecting itself in the situation. Just froze up really. And I'm doing really well actually now I think about it, you know? But I'd like to continue to do well, and I'd like to do better, and I need to cross this bridge of I need to love myself again. And I don't know which steps to take, but I've just got to take steps. And I needed to get that off my chest. Shit, bruh. Okay. Yeah, I'm just feeling very unseen by everything and everyone. Very unseen. Do you know what? I actually went to speak to my local MP recently. And after speaking with him, it was a lovely experience, and I will share more about it because it was really actually quite a lovely experience. But afterwards, I kind of walked out thinking, I wonder how he saw me. Did he see me as like a single unemployed mum? Just trying to do good things? Or did he see me as, I don't know, a traumatized being, a mess? Because I left there, and who I saw myself when I left was an intellectual being, a smart woman, and a really strong female. And I felt really good afterwards because I saw myself and I felt seen. I felt seen, and then afterwards I just haven't felt seen since. I don't know what this thing about being seen, like, do I have to feel seen? Like, no, but it's nice to feel seen. I just spend a lot of time on my own, a lot of time indoors, a lot of time just by myself, and I do need to improve that. I actually do need to improve that. And I've been saying this for a while now, like I need to socialise more, just so I'm tired. I'm knackered, like, ugh. But I could socialise I could socialise at the gym, I could socialise, like, that's a way of, I mean, I've got this, I can do this, and it's fine, but, yeah, I've got this, so I can do this, and it's fine, and right now I'm going to relax, It's like 8:30 in the morning. I've got a doctor's appointment at 11 to talk about my diagnosis of complex PTSD because I want that on my piece of paper. It feels heavy as a parent, as always.